So I still owe 291,180. Like, what in the world? Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Amy, and today I'm going to share with you how much I borrowed for my student loan and how I got to this point and my plan for getting out of this whole mess. So if you guys are brand new here, welcome to my channel. I normally do a lot of budgeting and cash stuffing videos, and I'm also sharing my journey to getting out of a lot of debt. And the big chunk of that is my student loans. And I never talked about this before, but I wanted to break down how much I borrowed versus how much my current balance is, how much I paid in interest versus the principal, and also what I plan to do now that the federal student loans is actually being paused once again. So this is something that is very, I think, raw and vulnerable. And so I appreciate it if you guys don't write any mean comments. And I understand that we who borrowed the money should be responsible for paying it back, and that's exactly what I am planning to do. It's just, I think the message needs to get out there for those of us who are planning to get into higher education. I went to pharmacy school, and the university I went to took longer than normal. And I also went to undergrad. My family wasn't fortunate enough to I wasn't fortunate enough to have my family pay for my tuition, and so I had to take out debt to finish up school. So this is an accumulation of undergrad and graduate school and room and board. And so let me go ahead and just jump right in, and then I will talk into detail as we are going through the numbers, because there's probably some things that I forget to tell you guys about, and hopefully I will remember it and you will find it helpful if you're going through something similar to I am. Okay, so break down the institution and then the amount that I borrowed. This, the current balance right now. Also add in here the interest for each loan. And I think this will be beneficial for those of you who are planning to take out student loans. It is rising, cost of going to school, higher education. Like I said, I went to pharmacy school, and this is how much it cost me to get my degree. So the first and the biggest one is my federal student loan, which is also being paused right now until I believe it is September. So end of August, early September. All right, so I borrowed 161,000, and I don't have the exact number because I'm not actively paying this right now, because I am taking advantage of the zero interest and deferment. And right now my balance is 197,000, and of this, the interest is just the difference, 36,000, I believe. So 197 minus 161, so 36,000 is how much interest has accrued, which is crazy. Over the course of 5.5 years or so, that's how much interest, and that's with 2 years of interest being paused. So think about that a little bit. If the interest wasn't paused and it was still accruing, it would have been way over this number. So the interest is about 6%. Okay, so yes, that is crazy, but it is what it is. My next student loan is from PenFed, which is a credit union that I refinance some of my high interest loans with, and the original amount that I borrowed was about 112,000. Right now my balance is 81,836, and the interest is 5.2%. And this is over 11 years that I plan to pay it off, but I'm almost halfway through. Well, not really, but I'm aggressively trying to pay this one down. The amount of interest that I've paid so far is $7,857 over 2.5 years. And the principal. So if you guys are brand new to this whole concept of amortization, it just means the number that you borrowed isn't the number that you're actually going to pay it off, because these lenders need to make money, right? So they're going to charge interest. So the amount that you pay each month, a part of it goes to paying the interest and a part of it goes to paying the principal balance. And principal is the amount that you actually borrowed, but you're also paying interest in it. And in the beginning, you're going to pay a lot more toward the interest, and then as your balance goes down, you're going, most of that amount that you're paying is going to go toward principal. So right now, the chunk of my money is finally going toward principal. So I have paid.
So the difference is 1,1200, and right now it's 81,836, and I paid 78,570 in interest.
So only about 22,000 went into the principal balance. So that's why I still owe that amount, even though every single month my minimum payment is $1,441, and I've been paying this loan for about 2.5 years, which is $43,000. So that's how much I paid. All of this did not go toward my principal, obviously. Otherwise, that amount would have been $68,000 if everything that I paid, every single cent that I paid in minimum payment has gone toward principal. My balance should have gone down to $68,000, but it didn't. So that's how interest works, and that's how seriously they get you. But I'm going to zoom in a little bit, so in case you guys can't see all of this, so you can see that a little bit better. So just to let you guys know, I was not taught any of this when I was in school, and I had to learn this the hard way. So I hope that you don't have to go through the same things I did. So learn about the interest of taking out loans and any type of debt, because it can cripple you for a very long time. And I'll just leave it as that. So I started school when I was straight out of high school. I was 18 years old, and I went to undergrad, and my parents just told me that I need to take out loans to go to school because everyone has debt and everyone needs to take out loans to finish college, right? So I did, and then I went to higher education and took out even more debt, and that's where I find myself after many years of being in school that I still owe so much debt after graduating for like 5 years. But at least I'm in a position to be able to pay it off, so I'm still very thankful for that. But okay, let's go on to my next and smallest debt is my Discover student loans, and this one is for my undergrad. So this one I only have 13,945, which is not bad compared to the other ones, but this one did not even move that much because I've just been making minimum payment. So now it's only 12,344 after paying for, I don't know, like 5 years or something like that. I'm only making like very, very bare minimum payments because this one, the interest, surprisingly, is very low. It's only about 3%. So that's why I'm taking my time on paying this off. But because it's the lowest debt I have, I might tackle this one to just get it off. It's called the snowball debt payoff method, where you just tackle the lowest amount no matter what the interest is. So after I pay off some of my other debt, if you guys follow me, you know that I have business loans and things like that. So I want to pay that off first, and then I will tackle this one. So for this, the interest that I actually paid was $475, which is, like I said, wasn't bad because this is only 3% interest versus like this one is like 5% interest and this is 6%. And then this is my principal.
Of what I paid.
1,126 went toward principal. So that's why, you know, my balance is still very high. But that's pretty much how much I borrowed versus how much my current balance is. So let's take a look at that. I borrowed 161
plus 112 plus 13,945, which is
286,000. So the total that I borrowed was 286,945, and how much I actually owe right
now is 197. So this one accrued like the most interest over its lifetime, 81,836 and 12,344.
So I still owe 291,180. Like, what in the world? Yeah, I can't believe that's like, it didn't even go down. It actually went up.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, that's the reality. I'm hoping that this federal pause, I mean, it is helping a lot, but you know, like you can see here, it didn't really do much in terms of lowering my overall balance. But it is what it is, and I'm just thankful that I'm able to make these payments. You guys know that I pay a buttload of money toward debt every single month. That's about $7,000, and I want to get rid of all the other debt first, and then I'm just gonna throw everything I have toward these big loans and just get it out of my life and get it over with. So my payoff plan is to pay at least $7,000. So by the time I get to these loans, 197, pay $7,000 every month, and I'll be out of debt in about 3 years. So that is my goal, and that's my plan to get rid of this. So I think I'm going to end the video here. I hope that you guys found it helpful and that it wasn't too gloomy. I promise you, I just wanted to kind of give you an insight on how I am tackling this debt, because it's just a humongous amount, and you really have to take it one bite size at a time. Otherwise, you're gonna get so overwhelmed and just discouraged. But I look at these numbers like every single day, so it keeps me accountable. It keeps me in, you know, on the right path. And I hope that it also helps you if you're going through something similar. But anyway, I hope that you guys have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys.